Another's touching, getting drunk, to staying up and waking up with you.
Alright, so when I first started rapping, I needed a rap name, and so I went through the dictionary and I found the word witty, which I thought at the time was a cool rap name. I thought it kind of embraced my style, kind of, and so I started rapping under that name, and as time went on I felt like I kind of grew out of that, just like the concept of the name and stuff, and also it was really hard for people to find my music, so we came up with Witt, which obviously stems from witty, to stay true to like where everything started, and the Lowry stems from my middle name, which is Lawrence, and it's a variation on Lawrence, and it also makes it a lot easier for people to find our music on iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah, you find peace inside your mind as we lay here on this couch, and that's even though you know this moment may not last past now. It's not fair.
The moment that happened was I was working a 9-to-5 job, and I was sitting behind a desk, and I was editing lots of pictures, and I thought it was what I wanted to do. It's what I went to college for, and I realized that while I loved doing that, it wasn't what I wanted my life to be, and I realized that I had a ceiling in that route. I was in a lane where I was working at a company that I knew I could only get so high in, and I wanted to build something from no matter how high I ended up getting or how high we end up getting, and I know that there's no ceiling to this, and I'd rather put all my effort and all my energy and all my time into something that has no ceiling and we can take to wherever, than to know that I'm working, and no matter how hard I work, I'm always gonna hit that ceiling. And so when I left that 9-to-5 is when I realized that
you're loyal and driven. We're living in a world where girls are thinking diamonds are love. We're mining it up to remind us of us paying for.
I would have to say, when it comes to rap, definitely Eminem. I grew up listening to Eminem, and he was my first real introduction into hip-hop, but I think Hopsin, he's a big influence. Macklemore is a big influence of mine. Childish Gambino was a big influence when I started out. And just anybody that makes real passionate music. And it's not influenced on the sound of the music. It's influenced on the passion that those artists, I feel, put into their music. So I'm not saying that I'm influenced by their sound, I'm influenced by the feeling that I get from their music. I like to tour with. I want to headline my own tour, and I want to sell out Madison Square Garden. And I'm not worried about who I'm touring with, I just want to tour with the crew and sell out every venue that we play at. I think my favorite song to perform is Kindest Regards. I think just because the energy that you can feel, like the attention of the crowd when I start going through the story, people that haven't heard my music before, and the song builds up. So when I first start out, it kind of grabs everybody's attention, and as the song builds up and goes through, you can feel like the energy in the room, like really, it's really cool. It's a really cool dynamic. So I think as of right now, Kindest Regards is my favorite song to perform. I like to perform them all, but if I had to choose a favorite, it would be that one.
Damn, do we end arm in arm? Are we Armageddon? Yes, you never know, cause you never let them show you how we love it.
For our next project, life. I think just straight life is our inspiration. It's just basically, it's called Dreaming with Our Eyes Open, which is a play on reality. And it's kind of like, because dreaming is when you think you can't achieve something. It's a dream. So you're like, oh, I dreamed to do this, but it's not achievable. And I think that we're in that process of, we're not living it, the dream yet, but we're in the process of turning that dream from being that unthinkable, untouchable thing into living it. And so it's like that middle ground where we're dreaming with our eyes open. And so that's the kind of the whole concept behind the whole thing. It's really about just like life and all the things we're going through, and it's just kind of like, it's just a story, our story. There's no official track number yet, but it's gonna be around 13, 14. We're still in the finishing stages, so we're trying to figure it out, but it's gonna be around that number. And they can just expect the highest quality of everything: production, lyricism. I didn't cut not one corner with this one. And so I'm excited. We've been working on it for a while. I'm excited for everybody to hear it. I treated it like an album. It's gonna be a free project, but I treated it like an album, so I'm excited.
In your presence, red time in my mind like tenants. So sorry, I'm so offensive. It's hard just being your friend, and in the end.
Yes, definitely. We have I came up with some crazy music video ideas, and that's really all that I can say about it, that are in the works currently, and that people can look forward to seeing in the near future. Who would I like to collaborate with? I want to collaborate with Ed Sheeran. I think I love his music. I love his voice. I think he makes. I think that we would just make a really cool sounding music. I think he's very passionate, and I think I'm very passionate. So that would be really cool.
I may never find love. Tell you I'm getting in touch with above, and right now can't deny that I'm scared all this music I wrote won't compare.
I would have to go. Okay, see, favorite hip hop song of all time. I don't know if I have a favorite song. Okay, so this is my explanation on that. I think that music is very in tune to your feelings, and like I was talking about, and so I think your favorite goes with how I'm feeling. So one song might be my favorite one day, and then my favorite song will be the next day, or a different song the next day, and it all depends on like what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, how I'm feeling. So to say like I have a favorite, I can't say I have a favorite, but I have a lot of favorites. I just love music in general, so that's the only way I can kind of answer
How
that.
the truth is often most offensive. Battle tested, learn my lesson to forgive, but not forget. I spill my heart open.
See, I've gotten that question before, and I think I'm just a very passionate person.
Like
I don't know.
in all aspects of like.
Yeah, everything that I do, I'm just super passionate about. And I think what it is I know what I'm passionate about. I think a lot of people don't know what they're passionate about, and that's the problem. And I think because I know what I'm passionate about and I do what I'm passionate about, you can tell that I'm passionate about it. Whereas a lot of people do things they're not passionate about, and they're not. You can tell they're not passionate about it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing something that I care about, and I know I care about it, and I think that comes off in my music. It's just a natural thing. I think passion is something that you just have inside of you. It's in your gut. And so I think it just comes from doing what you're passionate about.
Using you used it. Love's not a label on Facebook where they gave you everything like girl wait look, but you didn't